Good morning, children. So, today we will start our new chapter, that is the Industrial Revolution, chapter 9. Okay. Now, by term revolution, what do you mean? In Hindi, we call it Kranti, that is sudden change like introduction of new process, technology, or sudden invention. Okay. As our chapter is Industrial Revolution. So, industries like coal, cotton, in all those industry, the introduction of new technology, new process, and introduction of new machine that all was been introduced is known as industrial revolution. Okay, as the industrial revolution was experienced from 1780s to 1850, and the term industrial revolution was first used by the European scholar that was of France and Germany named George Michelet in France and Friedrich Engel in Germany. Clear? And it was used for the first time in English by the philosopher and economist named Arnold Toynbee. Now, he used the word industrial revolution in order to describe the change that occurred in British industrial. Okay, and Toynbee has given lecture at Oxford University also, and his lecture was published in 1884 after his ultimately death as a book called Lecture on the Industrial Revolution in England. That was popular addresses, notes, and other fragment was been published. Clear? Now we will move to our first topic, that is why Britain. Clear? As Britain was the first country where industrial, that is revolution, that is we can say industrialization started, and Britain was made with the combination of England, Wales, and Scotland. Why it started in Britain? What was the reason behind that? The reason was that Britain was made of England, Wales, and Scotland, of these three countries, and it was under one monarch rule. And as it was under one monarch rule, they were having single currency. Tax was also same for them. Policy law was also same for these three. Clear? So there was no problem in transportation as to carry goods from one place to another. There was no problem, as because for everyone they were being charged the same tax and same policy was being implemented for them. Clear? That means policy was also same for those three. So by the 17th century there was barter system, and at the end of 17th century it was replaced by money, as money had become the medium of exchange. Now workers, they started to get their wages and salary as money instead of good. That is, earlier they used to get their salary in terms of goods. Now after the introduction of money, when the mode of exchange become the money, they started getting their salary in terms of money. Clear? Now in 18th century in England, major changes were seen in agriculture as agriculture revolution started out there. Now what is agriculture revolution? It was a process whereby big landlord brought up the small farm under their control. They enclosed the village common land and lead to increase in large agriculture production. That is, they started to increase large food production. Clear? Now small farmer become landless, they doesn't have any land, as they used to take their animal for grazing on common land. They did not get any such places to take the animal for grazing. Now they do not have any option. Now what they started to do? They started to move to the nearby towns in search of job. Clear? So now industrial revolution started, and in industrial revolution started after agriculture revolution. Clear? Now we will move on to the next topic, that is town, trade, and finance. Okay. First we will discuss about town. So in 18th century, many towns of Europe were growing as growth was seen in the area and in population. In 19 European cities, the population was doubled by 1750s and 1800. Out of 19 European cities, 11 cities were in Britain. Clear? That is, 11 cities were out of Britain. So there was tremendous growth in population. As population was growing tremendously, people were now in search of job to live their life. Clear? Now, next we will discuss about trade. Okay. Now, to develop trade, most of the area in Britain was 15 miles away from water navigable, as transport system was not developed in those areas. As the cities where trading system used to go, it was almost 15 miles away from the navigable water. And in Britain, the most powerful city that emerged was London. And London became an economic hub. The Mediterranean ports of Italy and France were shifted to Atlantic ports of Holland and Britain. Clear? Now London had become the center of triangular trade network as all of its headquarter trading center was made in London. In the triangular trade, there was three countries: England, Africa, and West Indies. So all these three countries' head office were made in London. In trade, the most cheapest means of transport, that is to carry goods from one place to another, was waterway. As through land, to carry goods was very difficult and expensive. Clear? So transportation was done through waterway, and in 1724 English River provide 1160 miles of navigable water, that is 1160 miles of navigable water transformation or the carry of goods was provided by English River. Later, it was developed to far of distance, that is to far of distance good was been carried. Clear? Now, we will discuss about finance. The center of the country financial system was the Bank of England, which was founded in 1694. If trade has been started, the most important you need is finance, that is money, and Bank of England was the center to provide finance, that is loan to the people to start their business. Clear? So by 1784 the bank was double, and by 1820s it was triple. Clear? As there was tremendous growth in the area, in the population, trade was growing very fast, financial system was also growing very fast, and to the people the development of bank was proved helpful. So in provinces we could see that more than 600 bank was there, and in London over 100 banks. Now to those people who moved from village to the town, to them it became very easy to take finance or the loan from the bank and to start their business, and it has proved very helpful for them. Clear? So children, I hope you have understood towns, trade and finance. So today till this much, go through it. In our next class, four such industry we will study where major changes took place, and all the process of industrial revolution was based on these four industry. Clear? So till then, thank you.